Hello everyone, my name is Lanto90 and welcome back to Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. So we left off, our last mission I think was the Mars Orbiter, or not Mars Orbiter, Lunar Orbiter. And I believe that flight went off very well, because it was supposed to only be a flyby, but it had enough fuel to actually stop and everything, and actually put it into orbit. So now this next one, I'm thinking, is going to be our solar probe, our first solar probe. But let me grab this, move it up. I don't think we need the 2A. I think the 2A was the bad one, right? I think its engine was too small. What the heck? Oh, it's upside down. Oh yeah, we lost one of our ships because of that one change. Yeah, I think that's going to be too much for this mission. And that was also not good. I recall that was the bad one. This one works though. So that stage is not going to be enough on its own to get it there, but we'll work on it. Actually, that might be enough. I didn't see that the second stage was actually already attached. So that's good that we have that. So what else does it need? Well, it needs some power. That's too big. As many mods as I have, I still don't have quite as many things as I kind of wish I had. Like, I wish there was batteries that are actually the size of this probe. Like, these are just... they're technically in the same size category, but the probe body is a little bit wider and stuff, and it doesn't quite line up as well as I would like it to. But it's alright. You can use the external ones, but it takes up other slots I need for things. My probes always get really long, too, and I don't like that. I think I'm actually going to take one off. It's not going to have enough power to transmit much science, but there isn't much science to gather in orbit around the sun anyway. Solar panels, that's a utility. It's been a while since I've played, so I kind of forgot stuff again. I'll use these. Oops. Go. Okay, now the reflectron should be enough. Then just for looks, I'll give it some of those. That should be it for itself. It doesn't need a camera, it's not going to an actual destination. Yeah, it should be good. It just needs something to decouple from its engine, which is going to be the fairing, which this one might actually fit in our smallest fairing. Not sure. It's questionable when it comes to those. I think I can move them down. It's hard to tell. I wish there was a zoom in feature while you're doing this, but yeah, they move slightly inward when I put them on that, so I'll do that. I think they're ever so slightly gonna poke out. It might still let me do it though. Not expanded. I wish these were ordered properly. Might be able to change that myself. We'll see. It works. It's not gonna need the SAS, or... Yeah, it probably does. It's only a probe, so it's not doesn't have very much turning capacity. Okay, that should be good though. I don't think it's heavy enough. I think I could. I don't think it's heavy enough that I have to start the engine first. I could be wrong, but I think they can go in the same layer and be okay this time. Okay, so that and that separate. I think that's all good on a single stage. Alright. Go to this, Solar 1. Well, I guess it wouldn't be solar since it's the Kerbal system, but again, we're all playing like it's my fantasy nation. Although they also don't orbit the sun, so I guess I should. It's not Sol system, it's Rhodesia system, so. Or Arnavala. Paris, that sounds fine. All my fucking rockets all have like the same spelling of names and stuff, but I'm not quite creative enough, I guess. Okay. Should be good to go. I'm not exactly sure if we need 100% thrust with this, but we'll start it. Oh, I guess we did. And I guess I did need to start that engine up first. I don't know if it's a mod that's doing that, or I don't know which mod is doing that, but I'm pretty sure it's a mod. I think in the base game, as long as the engine and decouplers and things are on the same stage, they'll just go. Alright, I forgot to put Kerbal Engineer on here. As always, I always forget to do that. Why does Enhanced Navball have its own toolbar? That doesn't seem right. I guess it has options on like which vectors to show on the navball. Okay, so once I get to 45 degrees, I'm gonna lock it there and open this up. Got like 50,000, so I still got some ways to go. Alright, we're in space. Cut the engine, save the fuel. I didn't set up staging, no, I did set up staging. I didn't set up the, oh, what are they called? The hotkeys for deploying everything. Action groups, that's what I'm looking for. Okay. Get it turned. It's technically a little bit wasteful to turn the spacecraft early because the atmosphere is going to slightly pull it down, but I installed a new mod, but I don't see it here. Maybe we'll see it in a bit. I installed a mod that helps with re-entry. I'll show you where your predicted path of re-entry is. But I don't see it right now, but that might just be because we're going straight down. We'll see if it comes up. Oh, there it is, trajectory. Oh, I hope I don't have to input that stuff. If I have to input the information, it's not quite as useful as I thought it was. We'll see. I thought I did it all on its own. Okay, oh, there it is. Okay, so it's working now. I guess it's because we passed the app. Oh. Should go away once we get both sides up to 70. Yeah. Well, it made it into a white line, which is... Yeah, we'll turn it off for now. We only need it when we're landing and stuff. Okay, so this should be enough to get this to space. I'm going to deploy everything manually, unfortunately. Guess I'll start with the solar panels. They're a little bit easier to click on. Yeah, I should put those on action groups. It's annoying to do those manually. And I'm having trouble clicking on these antenna too. I'm having a lot of trouble clicking on the antenna. In fact, I don't think I can. Oh, there it is, okay. Why isn't it lighting up? It's lighting up the central thing instead of the actual part. Oh well. That's its decision. It can make that decision on its own. And so we don't have to burn in a particular direction because we're not going anywhere. Let's see, Eve is moving faster than us, so we can't catch up to Eve. I could send it backwards and it could potentially get to Duna, though that's not its goal. Although I've kind of forgotten. Well, so Eve has to be behind us, so that's when you burn from this direction, go that way. Then, yeah, so we kind of want to burn right where we are, I think, if we want to try to go to Duna. It doesn't matter too much, but oops, because it can't get there. Well, it might if I was super careful, but I'm not that careful. We gotta zoom back in. This is just for orbiting the sun. Well, I guess technically we should probably go to Minmus before the sun, but we're not going to the sun. We're just orbiting it at very high altitude. Minmus kind of throws off any while trying to follow a... Actually, I have a Mooner encounter. I don't think a Mooner assist can really speed you up much, though, so we'll just keep going. As long as the Periaps doesn't hit the moon. Okay, now we have Kerbal escape, so that was an actual burn too. That wasn't a plot. So we can ride this. Ride it on out. If you recall from my video on the history of space probes, the first attempt to fly by the moon ended up being the Sun orbiter. Which is why I decided to do this mission instead, since our first orbiter actually worked. It's about as close as the moon this one's going to get, so it could do science if it wanted to. And it actually got over a unique biome, so we might as well. One that I hadn't done yet, so with the other probe. Okay, now it's just going to transmit for a while. I could have actually grabbed other science, I think. Those might have been the only two. I think those are the only two, actually. Yeah, now there's some extra science, but I'll just leave that for the other probe to potentially do. But I don't know if I'll ever take the time out to actually go do it. Since it's not actually going to affect our gameplay, it's just there for roleplay purposes. Seems like there's something weird going on over at Eve, but okay, now we're in orbit around the sun. Or Kerbal, or whatever you want to call it. At this point, we could see, like, potentially what we could do to try to get to Duna. Doesn't look like it really has anything. Yeah, it's too far away. But we still might as well burn it towards that direction, just so in the distant future, if it does have a orbit that's crossing with Duna, it might possibly be in the same place at the same time at some point. Though again, I don't know if we actually have the Delta V to pull it off, so we'll see what we can do though. And it's big nope. Didn't quite get there. Turn off that so I can spin it, because I like to spin my spacecraft. I actually only named this probe one thing, so I don't need to change its name, but we do need to take science. So it's not going to have anything there. Gravity data, yes, perhaps. Feels small measurement and feels slightly relieved. Perhaps you won't be in today. Start the transmission, scan temperature, can't be done. Radio waves. Lots of science. And valve electric charge. I guess I need to actually point this thing towards the sun if I want to get full power. Oops. Full power recharge rate and everything. Okay, sent it back, and the radiation sensor's last thing. Lots and lots of science. Okay. 19 days. Is that our overall time, or is that how long this thing's been out here? I don't feel like it took that long for it to get here, but maybe it did. Oh yeah, well, Kerbal days are always way different than regular days. But that's another successful mission under our belt. So let's see, check the time in this place actually. Day 36. So yeah, I think that was enough time just on that mission that we can launch another one without time accelerating some time. So I'm trying to do it somewhat realistically with time between launches. So next, probably a lunar lander. Now, question is how much of a launching body am I going to need for this? I need more pods. Wonder if there's a mod that adds a bunch of them. Because all these other categories have tons and tons of stuff that I can't even read through all of them. There's so many. Oh, you know what? I forgot a magnetometer on that last thing. No wonder it was easy to fit inside of a capsule. It's usually extremely hard. But, Okay, use the big one. Oh, that's super big. Actually, it looks like there's one missing. I just need more probes bodies so I can do stuff. Let's see, mass 0.1. An ultimate electric charge. I think we'll just use this. It is bigger and doesn't quite have as much torque compared to this one, but I guess I'll use this one. I haven't used it in a while. Since it's a lunar lander, it has to be pretty light. It's gonna need power, of course. It's gonna need some kind of landing engine. Question is which one to use. One of these is the super small one. Yeah, this one. I don't know if I want to use that one. Let's see what it has. Vacuum 380 or 385. It weighs 0.15. Okay, it has way more ISP than this one does, which I think is the next best one for the size class. Probably stick with that. It's probably gonna need some extra fuel though, so let's grab one of these. These things always attach really strange, and I'm never sure exactly how to attach them to make it seem right. I'm already starting to get more lengthy than I was kind of hoping for. Yeah, I can do it like that. See how much fuel is on this one? 7. One has 12. Okay, let's test launch this really quick because I just want to see if it's getting all the fuel. Like I said, that one that's orange doesn't always work like it's supposed to. Okay, it does seem to be working though, so that's good. So that's our best engine I can stick on this thing. Question is there a better fuel tank at all? I don't think the KW Rocketry parts come in that size. Which I really think they should add some in that size. It'd be pretty cool. This default one really sucks. It doesn't hold as much as I'd really hope it would. Okay, let's see. It's also gonna need science. And cameras. And landing gear. Is that in utility or is it in structural? I guess in utility. The tiny one should work. Except that orange thing is in the way. I hate the orange thing, but it holds so much more fuel than the little boxy one holds. Actually, you know what? I have that tweak UI thing. I might be able to shrink down a KW Rocketry fuel tank. Take that. Do that. It holds 16 fuel, or 16 oxidizer. 13 fuel, and this one holds, yeah, that's like twice the fuel. Makes a longer body, but I need a bigger one anyway. It's going to need solar panels. Question is, what else does it need? It has power, it has cameras, it has lander, lights, it has engine. Make sure these legs are going to extend far enough. Oh yeah, they're good. It's going to be tricky to land it, but it's always tricky landing them. Could give it lights. I wonder if I could scale these down too, that would really help. Yes, I can. Oops. Dude, they're scaling kind of weird. Hold on. Do it again. These weigh the same as the other ones. 0.05. Okay, they do. So I'm going to put 2 of one size, 2 of the other size. Yeah, that's much more manageable. I always thought these lights were too big. It's really nice that they can be resized in that mod. Okay, now it needs a transmitter. Whoa, that's gigantic. I thought it was this one. And I don't think the magnetometer picks up data on the ground, so this thing doesn't need to bring a magnetometer, which is good. I think I want to put a little bit of yeah. Okay, that looks pretty good. I like how it looks. These days I almost make my craft based on how much I like the look of them more than I like their actual stats or anything. That fairing work? It might. I think my kind of house rule on these parts sticking out of this thing is I'm not gonna mess with it unless I mean, I'm not gonna force it to work if it's not gonna work. I'm gonna make it bigger if it doesn't work. As usual, it's can't really tell until you've tried quite a few times to get it to attach, because KSP is silly like that, but I can tell this one's not gonna fit, so. Time to size up. Luckily all we need is the expanded fairing. Okay. So up. A little bit unsure like how much fuel I want to give it. I'm going to do a tiny bit of overkill, and we're going to make the bottom part of the rocket a little bit bigger than normal. Because this thing does have to go... The stage has to get to the moon and slow it down. Probably do most of the burning to slow it down on the landing as well. So it needs a lot. I did reweigh these decouplers just to make them the same as the stock ones. Because if you recall, these ones are like way... Oops. No, they're right. These ones used to weigh like way more than just the basic ones did. And it was kind of silly because they do exactly the same thing. Except they look nicer, so. Bottom stage. That part looks different. I always say that, though. It always seem to look a little bit different. Two of them. We're gonna need a tiny bit more oomph. Question is, do I want to put any boosters or not? I don't think it's... I mean, it's hauling up more weight, but it also has a bigger engine. I think this is good. Famous last words, but I think this will do. Now let's get Kerbal Engineer on this thing. I can find it. Did I miss it? Did I not have it installed anymore? Either it's not working or I uninstalled it for some reason. Which I might have. Yeah, I think it's just gone. I think I uninstalled it because I wasn't using it, and now that I'm actually wanting to use it, I don't have it, so. Way of the road. These good old winglets. Okay. And we're gonna need the extra reaction wheel. Not micro. Standard. Stick it there. Call this one the Barris 2A with a Barris 2 payload. Alright, that's all the time we have for this episode, though. We'll launch this in the next one. So I hope you all enjoyed, and have a good day.